Hi friends, hope you have enjoyed all the previous acts of the play. My today's video is about the final act of The Merchant of Venice. The opening of this scene is actually a contrast to the trial scene. The moonlight, the cool air and the lyrical tone of the lovers' conversation present a huge relief after the hot and fierce conflict of passions of the law court. However, ring incident serves to round off the play merrily. Portia, when returned from Venice, was in happy temper of mind. Eventually, she started enjoying everything: the moon, the light, the music. Hearing the same sound of music coming from her house, she said, "Methinks it sounds much sweeter than by day." Portia and Nerissa changed their attire, and after they had recuperated, they waited eagerly for their husbands, so that when Bassanio and Gratiano returned, they would have no sense of anything out of the ordinary. Their husbands came along with Antonio. When Bassanio was introducing his wife Portia to Antonio, they heard some noise and found that a feud between Gratiano and his wife Nerissa broke out. They were seen engaged in animated conversation, and the matter was that Nerissa started inquiring about the ring which she had gifted to her husband at the time of their wedding, with words upon it, "Love me and leave me not." Gratiano replied to this, saying, "Now by this hand I gave it to a youth, a kind of boy, a little scrubbed boy, no higher than thyself, the judge's clerk," and thus unintentionally created a highly comic effect. Nerissa's texting of Gratiano about his ring created an expectancy of what would happen if Bassanio had been asked about his ring. Portia came in between and, taking Nerissa's side, said to Gratiano, "You were to blame to part so slightly with your wife's first gift. I gave my love a ring and made him swear never to part with it." Gratiano got a chance and, in excuse for his faults, said, "My lord Bassanio gave his ring to the counselor." Hearing this, Portia angrily reproached Bassanio for giving away his ring, and also blamed him for gifting that ring to some woman. For this, Bassanio felt offended and said with great earnestness, "No, by my honor, madam, by my soul, no woman had it but a civil doctor, who refused to accept any amount of money but the ring." Bassanio implored Portia to pardon him. Portia also wanted to save the scene from becoming too intensive with Bassanio's protestation, as Antonio, who was standing beside, started feeling sad for being the cause of their quarrel. Portia then took out the ring and said, "Give him this and ask him keep it better than the other." Antonio gave that ring to Bassanio and asked him to keep it safe forever. Looking at the ring, Bassanio was amazed, as it was the same ring he had given to the law counselor. Portia then told that she herself was the young counselor and Nerissa was her clerk. Bassanio found himself speechless, thinking that it was because of the courage and wisdom of his wife that Antonio's life was saved. Portia then revealed the information that Antonio's ships, which were supposed lost, being safely arrived in the harbor. Thus, all the tragic events were forgotten in the unexpected good fortune which ensued. Everyone laughed at the comic adventure of the rings. Thus ends the romantic comedy on a happy note. In this and in all other previous videos, there are some lines quoted. Read those lines from your textbook and write explanation for each. Thank you. Have a nice time. Please drop your comments in the comment box as usual.